Welcome to another tutorial. Today we're gonna take Kali Linux. As you can see, I have everything set up, so I will skip the part of installing everything. I'm just gonna show you the most important stuff that you should do after installation. As you can see, first we need to do our usual updates. So we have to pull everything that is needed for our Kali install that we just made. Installing Kali Linux is fairly easy. That's why I didn't make the tutorial from scratch. Now we're gonna do upgrade. As you can see, I have some stuff to upgrade, so there it goes. I will try to show you only the most necessary things that you should actually install. Or that you might want to. This tutorial, of course, is made in 2022, so for everyone that are watching, this is the most recent thing. As you can see, a lot of stuff is being pulled. Almost done. Alright, so our upgrades and updates are done. Now let's install Nala. So instead of apt, we're gonna use Nala. And there we go. We have the newest version. As you can see, we're entering sources apt sources.list. We need to uncheck this. Thanks to that, we're gonna have additional sources to pull from. And yeah, of course, I need to do it with sudo permissions. So just uncheck this and you're all good. You're gonna have additional sources to pull from. Right, so upgrades and sources are covered. We have Nala installed. Next thing we'll do apt full upgrade just to check. That's fine. It went without a problem. So next, let's go to our root account and change our password. Alright, so now we can use also our root account. Now we're gonna install something called the Terminator. The Terminator is just an upgraded terminal. It has quite a lot of different features. You can customize it as you wish. And you can even use a split screen, so that's quite useful. To add the Terminator, so you can just pull it from here. You need to go to Properties, this plus, need to find it. Yep, then add it. And now you're gonna have it in here. There you go. And now we have it set up. Like I said, you can use it has a feature of a split screen. You can split screen horizontally or vertically. Horizontal or vertical. As you can see, there is quite a lot of different options to pick from. You can just customize it as you wish. Layouts, profiles, key bindings, plugins. Lots of stuff. Mainly everything is in the global and profile. Alright, so our terminal is fixed. Let's go to Settings Manager. Now we're gonna open Power Management, Security tab. And I'm turning off my lock screen. I don't want it to lock. You can do it or not, it's optional. Okay, next thing, we're gonna install Software Center. As you can see, it has no installation candidate. Probably we'll need to call it differently, so let's do Nala install GNOME software. If you want to use this kind of software, GNOME software, it's gonna be, of course, in the settings. You need to, of course, update your sources list, so it will be able to pull down all the stuff that you want to install. Okay, so we have that installed. Now let's install Synaptic Package Manager, of course. Synaptic Package Manager. If you saw my Debian Bullseye tutorial video, I've shown everything about the Synaptic Package Manager. That's why I'm not gonna talk about it here. Just gonna show it briefly. This is how it looks. It's really good. You can pull down quite a lot of libraries from here. You can find different packages. If you want some more detail about it, just watch my tutorial video on Debian Bullseye. Got everything there. Yeah, you can find here different packages. Let's just look for maybe Nmap, because that's commonly used. Placed on this distribution, we have Nmap installed, and we have ncrack. Alright, so that's Synaptic Package Manager. Now what we're gonna do, we have to install Timeshift, just to have ability to do backups. So I'm adding a repository for Timeshift, so we can download it. I talked about it as well on a Debian graphical video. And now, of course, now install Timeshift. And there we go. Not a large package. And now we can open our Timeshift. Here are my settings. rsync, of course. Schedule, users, and so on. I talked about Timeshift as well in my graphical Debian tutorial, so everything's there. Next thing, we're gonna install Filezilla, because that's gonna be probably you're gonna make some use of it as well, so it's good to have it. And it's finished. And there we go, Filezilla. Perfect. Well, another thing. GDebi, another package manager. We have Synaptic, we have GNOME software, now GDebi. GDebi package installer, there we go. If you have any packages that you want to install, you can use this. Quite detailed. It's quite useful as well. Okay, So let's go to the next thing, since I don't want to waste any more time. apt list upgradable. Well, okay. Now we're gonna go to HTML var www HTML, because we're gonna install something called DVWA. You might ask, what is DVWA? Well, it's a damn vulnerable web app. This is a PHP or MySQL web application that is, well, very vulnerable. Its main goals are to give the environment for security professionals to test their skills and tools in a legal environment. So this is how it's configured. You need to change here, of course, your username and password to your own if you want to log into the database, which is gonna be on MySQL. You need to have Apache, of course, also installed. If you go with me step by step, everything's gonna work. So, as you can see, we have the MySQL running. And now let's enter root password. Now we're creating the database inside. Remember that the database DVWA needs to be the same as in the configuration file. When you were changing the username and password, there was a database name, so it needs to be the same as here. If you do a different one, it won't work. So now we're creating a user, of course, granting the privileges to the database, and now going out of the database. The config file is here, as you can see. Now we need to go to PHP ini. We're gonna search for open wrappers, and we need to put those two on. So allow your URL open on and allow URL include on as well. Now save it. Alright. Let's restart MySQL. As a final touch, we're gonna of course start the web server with Apache. Then we can log into our site. Let's just check if it's running how it should be. And everything is fine. Let's go to our Firefox. Now we need to just paste the address, and there you go. Admin and password. Same things you put in the config file, and there you go. DVWA. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this short tutorial. I tried to show you the most important stuff that you have to install while using Kali Linux. Probably there are also a few different things that I maybe missed or maybe you will find on the internet, but I think those things are most common and used quite often. So, well, thanks for watching and I will see you soon.